بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من شر الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى قيام يوم الدين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Today is going to be lesson 9. We'll have to go back to rule number 871. So let me just mention two things. There are parts of salah, there is rak'at. Salaat L9 is related to the rak'at. Now, sujood as-sahw, which I mentioned, the remaining package, those are related to the problem in the doubts, not original missing sajda in that. So let me come back to what I said. I said if he said Allahu Akbar, he was in Salatul Ihtiyat, and now he realized that some parts were missed, like from the last rak'ah, two sajda, sujood as-sahw, this. We said he goes back and completes it, and then he starts Salatul Ihtiyat. So, but if he has reached the ruku', you see, then in this situation he can't go back. I was talking about the parts of the salat, and I brought the whole topic of parts of the salat in here. I was supposed to keep it there. So we are not talking, because the words which Sayyid has used is vague. So it can accept parts of the salat and it can accept the rak'at. But the focus in this mas'ala is on the rak'at, because we're talking about Salaat L9. So let's now keep the parts away and explain this ruling based on what was missed was a rak'ah or two rak'ah, okay, in order to see whether Salaat L9 can be done or cannot be done. Bullet number 1 was understood because it is after finishing the salah. إذا تبين نقص الصلاة قبل الشروع في صلاة الإحتياط. If a person finds out that he missed a rak'ah or more before starting the precautionary salah, then the ruling of a person who realizes after the salam that some parts were missed unintentionally will be applied, such as including the missed rak'ah, like making it up or rectifying it if it was from the 4th rak'ah after the ruku', after doing the 2 prostrations for extra salam on the basis of obligatory precaution. So in this ruling, again, so if it appears that something was missing in the salat before starting the Salatul Ihtiyat, jara alayh hukum man sallama. In the parts of salah we have mentioned this ruling. So now we are mentioning about. So if you realize you have missed 1 rak'ah, you have done Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, you have not done any of the invalidators of salah, stand up and bring those missed rak'ah or rak'ah 2 rak'ahs, because you have done the salah. You see, man sallama ala naqs. So this is before starting Salat L9. You realize you have missed. You are not doubting now. You are sure. إذا تبين. If a person realizes, becomes aware that there was something missing in the salat, like rak'at, we are talking about rak'at here. Jara alayh hukum man sallama ala naqs sahwan. So the ruling of somebody who missed something from the salat unintentionally realizes after salam will be applied here. So that means he has to annex the doubted rak'ah. I'm going to focus now on rak'ah, the word is my word. He has to annex his rak'ah, okay, or 2 rak'ah, whatever he was missed, because he realized, or 3 rak'ats perhaps. He realized, remember the doubt between 2nd and 3rd and 4th, so 3 rak'ats are probably missing. So he realized, oh no, I was in the 2nd rakat, so I'm missing I need to complete the second rakat and the third rakat and the fourth rakat. So it is not a doubt anymore. It's realized. He realized, oh my goodness, I've only prayed one rak'ah. Okay? So he will have to pray second rakat, third rakat, fourth rakat. Because he's realized. And he had already done. He said, Allahu Akbar. He did one rak'ah. And he was sitting. And he said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Have I prayed one rakat or four rakat? Well, what do you think? Oh no. People are those snooby-dooby people. You have prayed only one rakat. Are you praying dhuhr or we are praying witr? You don't speak anything. You don't want to invalidate. You don't want to bring an invalidator. Just you heard them. You see, that's good that they snooped upon you. So now, bihawlillahi wa quwwati aqum wa bring the third and the fourth and the second and the third and the fourth rakat. So this is not a doubt. Doubts, we said, we cannot rectify, manage in the first and the second rakat. But this is not doubt. This is he realized. Many students, they get confused between the rules of doubt and rules of forgetting and realizing. So this is he forgot, he realized his doubt became an awareness. He became aware of what he had forgotten. And so then what he will do? That he will finish his salah regularly. So that his salam, he said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. He said, we need to erase it with saddatay sahu. Because he had said salam, but he had not done any invalidator. And he was going to prove Salaat L9, but he realized no, he doesn't need Salaat L9. He needs to fill in the rak'at which missed. He realized, he remembered. So there's no more shak now. So this is bullet number 1. I hope now it's clear. Repeat listening to this session. وَإِن تَبَيَّنَ ذَلِكَ فِي أَثْنَاءِ صَلَاةِ الْإِحْتِيَاطِ. Now he is in Salaat L9. So he remembered, oh my goodness, I have missed a rak'ah or 2 rak'ah or something like that. Realization happened. Previous bullet, the realization happened where? Before Salaat L9. Now in Salaat L9. Al-ghaha, eliminate Salaat L9. You don't need Salaat L9. If you realize there is a missing, something really is missing, eliminate Salaat L9. It's not needed. So, فَإِنْ كَانَ التَّبَيُّنْ قبل الدخول في الركوع. So if you realized, you remembered, you became aware that before going to the ruku' of Salat al-Ihtiyat, Salat al-Ihtiyat, you realize أتم ما نقص متصلا واجتاز به. So this Salat al-Ihtiyat, is going to be switched to the missing rak'ah. Now again, so you are in Salat Al-Ihtiyat. You have not gone into the ruku' of Salat Al-Ihtiyat. So still you can change the niyyat. Okay? فَإِنْ كَانَ التَّبَيُّنْ قَبْلَ الدُّخُولِ فِي الرُّكُوعِ. Before going to the ruku', you realize, oh, I have missed 2 rakats. I'm sure I have missed. I remember. Then this Salat Al-Ihtiyat, convert it to 2 rakats which is missed. Okay? That Takbir al-Ihram will be neglected. It will be removed. It will be removed. So therefore, you will consider this Salat al-Ihtiyat, switched it to the missing rak'at from inside the Salat. Al-Ghaha. So you remove the Salat al-Ihtiyat. That means it's no more Salat al-Ihtiyat. فَإِنْ كَانَ. So you are going to change the niyat. فَإِنْ كَانَ قَبْلَ الدُّخُولِ فَإِنْ كَانَ تَبَيُّنُ النَّقْصِ قَبْلَ الدُّخُولِ فِي الرُّكُوعِ. If the realization happened before you enter the ruku', أَتَمَّ مَا نَقَصَ مُتَّصِلًا وَاجْتَزَأْ بِهِ. So if 1 rak'at, then the missed rak'at should be brought in the original salat. So because you have removed, your niyyat has gone. Salat al-Ihtiyat is no more. Now you are standing, bringing the 3rd rakat or the 4th rakat or the 3 rakats which you have missed, you realized. قبل الدخول أتم ما نقص. He should complete whatever was missed from rak'at. متصلا. Your original salat is now connected with this rak'at ihtiyatiyah, which is now eliminated and become part of your salat. Rak'ah B. ولو كان بعده. No, you have gone to the ruku'. So that means essential part of Salatul Ihtiyat is there. You have gone into an essential. So now it is Salatul Ihtiyat. Now you cannot switch it to the rak'at missing. So kiss your salah goodbye. Repeat the salat and no need to continue that previous thing. فالأحوط لزوما إعادة الصلاة وعدم الاكتفاء بالتتميم. You cannot, after going to the ruku', you cannot continue and consider it your missed rak'at. Now, that was before entering the ruku'. Okay? You have to switch the intention. Now, if you enter the ruku', kiss your salah goodbye, repeat the whole salah, no need to complete this Salaat L9 as a part of your salah. Now, there is a different mas'ala here in this next slide. وَإِذَا تَبَيَّنَ ذَلِكَ بَعْدَ الْفَرَاغِ مِنْهَا. You see, if the realization happened after finishing the precautionary salah, now you said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Oops, I have missed like 2 rakats or 1 rakat or this rakat or that rakat. You realized. But when? Not before Salaat L9, not before going to the ruku', after saying Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So here he says we have 2 sections, A and B. A, إذا تبين ذلك بعد الفراغ منه أجزأت. It will be sufficient إذا تبين النقص الذي كان يحتمله أولا. If the missing part, remember he was doubting 3rd or 4th rakat. So he said, I need to bring 1 Salaat Ihtiyat. Okay? So he finished Salaat L9. So now his Salaat L9 will be considered that, remember there are 2 sides of probability. Maybe he's prayed 4, he doesn't need Salaat L9. Maybe he's prayed 3, he needs Salaat L9. So this was his probability. So based on that, he managed his doubt. He brought Salaat L9 and he finished his rak'ah. Now he realized, oh, I'm missing 1 salat. It's okay. Don't worry. Since you have completed 1 rak'ah, and you have said Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, so this will automatically be glued inside your salah. Don't worry about it. Because this is what you had the probability. This was what you were missing. You see, the doubt was missing 1 rakat or not missing 1 rakat. So you prayed 1 rakat and you realized that you were missing 1 rakat. Alhamdulillah. After you complete Salaat L9, it will be okay. Because that you've completed the probability and realized that no, that probability was in its place and you had missed 1 rak'at, and so for sure, and you have offered 1 rak'at. Now this is if you doubted in 3rd and 4th rakat and 1 rakat was missing, and after you finished the precautionary salat, you realized that there was really 1 rakat missing, no problem. However, إذا تبين النقص أزيد مما كان محتملا كما إذا شك بين 3 و4 فبنى على 4 وأتى بركعة واحدة قائما للاحتياط ثم تبين له قبل الإتيان بالمنافي أن النقص كان 2 فلا تكفي صلاة الاحتياط كما لا يكفي على الأحوط لزوما تتميم ما نقص متصلا بل تجب إعادة الصلاة. So now in this scenario, what happened? He doubted 3rd or 4th. He managed his doubt. He finished his salah and he brought Salaat L9. Okay? He realized that, I had missed 2 rakat. My doubt was supposed to be between 2 and 4 and I had completed on 4 rakat. So I am missing not 1 rakat, I am missing 2 rakat. So here, Salaat L9 will not be sufficient because he is missing 2 rakat. In previous bullet, he was missing 1 rakat. So here, he is missing 2 rakat. So we will tell him, redo the salat. Even you cannot say, okay, let me this 1 rakat ihtiyat, I've already prayed, Assalamu alaikum, let me just stand up and bring the other rakat. No. Even if you have not done any invalidator of salat, after Salaat L9, you cannot stand up and bring 1 rakat and annex it to the rakat ihtiyat and which is annexed to the salat. No, that is not right. You missed the salat, 2 rakat, you have offered 1 rakat ihtiyatiyya and you are supposed to offer 2 rakat ihtiyatiyya, and now you realize that you are missing 2 rakat, so that missing rakat cannot be annexed neither with Salaat L9 and neither with Salaat L9. If you do a 2 rakat, you will be able to annex it with the salat, because you have already done the Salat Al-Ihtiyat and you have said Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So he said, كما لا يكفي على الأحوط لزوما تتميم ما اتصل بما نقص متصلا بل تجب إعادة الصلاة. So he even ثم تبين له قبل الاتيان بالمنافي. He had not done any invalidator. If invalidator, kiss your salah goodbye. But here there is a chance. I have not done invalidator in my Salat Al-Ihtiyat. After Salat Al-Ihtiyat, I have not done invalidator. Can I say bihawlillah and just finish and do the sujood as-sahw for this salam, extra salam? No. Sorry. You have to do 2 rakat. And now since you have done 1 rak'ah ihtiyatiyya, so your salat is invalid. You have to redo the salat. Next slide. Now what if there was an extra in the salat? The previous ruling was about defect, less offered. Now we are talking about what if extra you have offered. وكذا لو تبينت الزيادة عما كان محتملا كما إذا شك بين الاثنتين والأربع فبنى على الأربع وأتى ركعتين للاحتياط فتبين كونه 3 ركعات. Similarly, his salat will be invalid. 1 extra rakat in salat, no way, kiss your salat goodbye. So that minus, we had 3 bullets. But in extra rakat, come on, there's no extra rakat. In minus, we say, if it was really minus, if it was before the ruku', if it was after the salam, if it was after finishing. We had 3 sections when in the defect. But in the increase, no way. So the same ruling will apply in the invalidation of the salat. So similar rule will apply, that means invalidation, if the extra was more than what was expected. Such as, he doubted between 2 and 4. So he did 2 rakats, ihtiyat. Okay? So he considered it, he finished at 4th, okay? And he brought 2 rakat ihtiyat. فَبَنَى عَلَى الْأَرْبَعِ وَتَى بِرَكَعَتَيْنِ. But later on, it came that he had prayed 3 rakats, not 2 rakat. If 2 rakat ihtiyat, okay. But he had prayed 3 rakat. And 2 rakat of ihtiyat, there are 5 rakat. So, no way to fix, no way to manage. Ruling number 872, next slide. يجري في صلاة الاحتياط ما يجري في سائر الفرائض. We said Salat al-Ihtiyat is Salat. So everything which is in the obligatory Salat is applied in the Salat al-Ihtiyat. With a few exceptional cases, very few. So, في سائر الفرائض, whatever applies there, applies here. In the obligatory Salat, applies here. من أحكام زيادة الركن, like the rules of increasing the pillar of Salat. Kiss your Salat goodbye. ونقصانه, or defect, or less. Rukun, amdan aw sahwan, intentionally, unintentionally, if the location has not been passed. You see the location, the stations we mentioned, everything there we mention here. وأحكام الشك في المحل, and the rules of doubt in the place and passing the place. أو بعد تجاوزه, أو بعد الفراغ, or rule of end, when you doubt in did I do correct or not, and you have ended, you say you have done correct. So, أو بعد الفراغ, the rule of finishing, completing the act. However, the minor differences, ولكن لا يجب فيها سجود السهو لما يستوجب في الصلاة الأصلية. In original salat, there are 4 things. Sujood al-sahw is wajib. Here, no, it's not wajib. Like for the salam and like for the doubt 4 and 5, it's not pictured here because there is 1 rakah ihtiyati or 2 rakah ihtiyati. Or the standing and sitting in the place of standing and all those kind of things. The 4 wajibat sujood al-sahw which we mentioned there are not applied. The kalam and the standing and the sitting and the doubt between 4th and 5th. But the talk, standing in place of sitting, sitting in place of standing, these are not applicable. These rules are only the dalil. The evidence tells us that these rules are only applicable for wajibat salat, not for the salatul ihtiyat. So therefore, salatul ihtiyat is not inclusive in that rule. وإذا شك في عدد ركعاتها لزم البناء على الأكثر. What about the number? Did I pray 1 or 2? Because I was supposed to pray 2 rakat ihtiyat. So you will consider higher number, as in regular salah. Lazim al-bina, one should consider the higher number, unless if the higher number was mufsidan, it was an invalidator for salah, fayabni ala al-aqal. So if you doubt, did I do Salat al-Ihtiyat 2 rakat or 3 rakat? No 3, 2 rakat. Remember, as in 4 and 5, we say 4, we go below, we take lower probability. So take higher probability, unless if the higher probability is an invalidator, then you take the lower probability. Rule number 873, next slide. So remember rule of istishab, we said, dragging the previous certainty, dragging the previous yaqeen. So if I have a doubt that is my cloth najis or pure, we'll say what was the previous state. If the previous state was pure, then it is pure. We will stretch the purity. If the previous state was najis, we'll stretch the previous. So this is called istishab, and it is applied in so many rules, and it is based on the hadith of Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam, and it's an also intellectual concept when people they consider a certainty unless if the doubt becomes certainty. So that's even an intellectual rule. So if a person إذا شك في الإتيان بصلاة الاحتياط, if a person doubts that whether he has offered Salat al-Ihtiyat or not, بنى على العدم, he will consider not offer. إلا إذا كان بعد خروج الوقت, unless if it was after the exit of the time. So remember, we are applying two rules here. In the time, we will apply rule of istishab, rule of dragging the certainty. I don't know, did I do Salat al-Ihtiyat or not? So I drag the rule of istishab. That means I have not done. So that means if I have done an invalidator, I cannot bring Salat al-Ihtiyat. I have to repeat the whole original Salat. But if I have not done any invalidator like whoops or looking left and right and those kind of things, then I can stand up and say Allahu Akbar and pray. So this is when, if I am doubting, did I do Salat al-Ihtiyat or not, and I am still in the time frame of the original Salat. However, if I exit the time frame of the original Salat, then here we will say that you have done Salat al-Ihtiyat. Remember the rule of tajawuz, qa'idat al-tajawuz, rule of passing over to next stage. So whenever we exit the time, the doubt is negligible. So here, after the exit of the time, you will not pay attention to your doubt. You'll say, yes, you have offered and your Salat is okay. وَلَوْ كَانَ بَعْدَ الْإِتْيَانِ بِمَا يُنَافِي الصَّلَاةِ عَمْدًا أَوْ سَهْوًا. And if you remember, if you doubt, did I do Salat al-Ihtiyat or not? Okay, and you were in the time frame of the Salat, and you have whoops, zirazi, or you look left, or you look right, or you spoke dunyavi talk. So all these things, if it happens after, now you cannot do Salat al-Ihtiyat. So in this case, bima yunafi salah amdan aw sahwan, intentionally, unintentionally, you're in a mood to release the wind, and you know that you have not offered Salat al-Ihtiyat, then kiss your Salah goodbye. Or no, you whips it, and oh no, I have not offered Salat al-Ihtiyat. Or did I offer or not? You're doubting. So we said, no, you did not offer because you are still in the time, and you have done the whoopsie daisy. Okay, so go get your wudu and repeat your Salah. On the basis of obligatory precaution, فَالْأَحْوَطْ لُزُومًا إِسْتِئْنَافُ الصَّلَاةِ. So intentionally, unintentionally, Salah, you did invalidator of Salah after the Salat, original Salat, then on the basis of obligatory precaution, repeat your Salat. Rule number 874. Next slide. Rule number 874. Next slide. إِذَا نَسِيَ مِنْ صَلَاةِ الْإِحْتِيَاطِ رُكْنًا. If a person forgets from Salat al-Ihtiyat, rukun, pillar of Salah. Okay, he forgot a pillar of Salah. وَلَمْ يَتَمَكَّنْ مِنْ تَدَارُكِهِ. He was not able to go back to this rukun. Why? Because he's in sajda, and he realized, nasiya, remember, realized, it's not a doubt. He remembered, okay? He remembered that it is, if a person forgets a pillar of the precautionary Salah, and was not able to rectify the error due to the passing of his life, he must, if he forgets and nasiya, okay? So he has to repeat the salat. Because he's in sujood, he realized Salat al-ihtiyat ruku' is gone. That means he cannot go back. He has to repeat the salat. إذا نسي من صلاة الاحتياط ركنان ولم يتمكن من تداركه أعاد الصلاة. He has to repeat the salat. وكذلك إذا زاد ركعة بل ركوعا أو سجدتين في ركعة على الأحوط لزوما. Similar rule will be applied. He has to repeat the salat, okay? He has to repeat the salat on the basis of obligatory precaution. If he had done some extra, that was forgot. He had done some extra here. Extra ruku' was done. Obviously, extra ruku' not permissible. 2 sajdas, extra 2 sajdas, they are rukun, not permissible. So ruku' or one entire rak'ah, he increased. One entire rak'ah. So this is all related to Salat al-ihtiyat. So the whole Salat al-ihtiyat is batil. So basically he has to repeat the salat. Now we come to another chapter. Chapter of nafila, rules of doubt in the salat of nafila. We are done now with the obligatory salat, doubts in the rak'at of obligatory salat. Let's see what are the rulings of the doubts in the recommended salat, nafila. So, تشترك النافلة مع الفريضة. So there are some things common together. Nafila and wajib daily salat, recommended daily salat, obligatory daily salat, they meet with each other in certain rules and they are separate in some rules. So let's see what are the common things together. مشترك, اشتراك, common things, تشترك. أنه إذا شك في جزء منها في المحل. Now we are not talking about the rak'at, we are talking about the ajza as well. So these are rules of nafila salah now. So you will see me talking about rak'at, you will see me talking about parts of salah, mustahab parts of salah, remember, rukun parts, wajib non-rukun parts, recommended parts of salah, and the prerequisites of the parts of salah, like bowing down and going up and those kind of prerequisites. So he says, common rule, where they both are similar. إذا شك في جزء منها في المحل. If a person doubts and he's in the location, in its position, لازم الاتيان به. He has to do it. وإذا شك بعد تجاوز المحل. And if he doubts after passing the location, لا يعتني به. Same rule. If you're in the location, bring. If you have passed the location, you have done. وفي أن, another common rule with the salat obligatory salat. وفي أن نقصان الركن مبطل لها. And if you miss a pillar from the salatul recommended salah, it is going to invalidate your salah. So you have to kiss your salah goodbye. Okay? It's an invalidator for the salah if it is rukun. However, we said that if you have passed the location and not passed the location. So if you have not passed the location, you can rectify it, bring the rukun. But we are talking here if he has passed the location. So doubt, pass the location, ignore it. Remembered, pass the location of rukun and then rukun not bring done, kiss your salah goodbye. Invalidates the salah. And a third common rule, وَفِي أَنَّهُ إِذَا نَسِيَ جُزْءًا لَازِمَهُ تَدَارُكُهُ. This is what I said. I combined the second and the third bullet in the second bullet. So third bullet said that if you forget a part from the salah, you have to rectify it as long as you can rectify it where you have not entered the next rukun. So you go back and rectify it, bring it, fix it, manage it. وفي أنه إذا نسي جزءا لازمه تداركه مع الالتفات إليه. So you have to go back to it. قبل الدخول في الركن في ركن بعده. Before you entering the next pillar of the salah, next rukun, next pillar of the salah, before you enter that, if you realize, you have to fix it. After that, we said, if it's rukun, kiss your salah goodbye. If it is not rukun, you can continue salah and fix it after the salah. Now these are the disparities. Next slide, talking about the disparities. So where nafila problems and errors are different from obligatory salat problems and errors. وَتَفْتَرِقُ عَنِ الْفَرِيضَةِ The disparity, the rules of error are disparate or difference. They differ from the salat of الشَّكُّ فِي رَكْعَاتِهَا Doubt in the numbers of the rak'at. Doubt as mentioned previously. So you can depend on less or more. Did I pray 1 rakat, 2 rakat? We say you can consider 1, you can consider 2, as long as it is not an invalidator. Like don't say, did I pray 2 or 3? No, then you consider it 2. Don't consider it 3. Then you will be invalidating your salah. So this we mentioned, he says, in rule 857. So go back to rule 857 to understand this rule. And وَأَنَّهُ لَا سُجُودَ لِلسَّهْوِ فِيهَا Nafila salat, recommended salat, there's no sujood al-sahw. If you have done kalam, it's okay, continue your salah. If you have done qiyam, if you have done julus, so all these 3 things, because 4 and 5 is not applicable here. So only 3 obligatory sujood al-sahw could be applied here, but they are not obligatory here. So there is no sujood al-sahw. There is no prostrations of forgetfulness. وَأَنَّهُ لَا قَضَاءَ لِلْجُزْءِ الْمَنْسِ فِيهَا Remember, in regular salah, 2 things you must do qada. One is obligatory, like sajda, obligatory, and one is recommended precaution, tashahhud. So one is obligatory precaution, one is recommended precaution. Some maraja, they say obligatory, some maraja, they say recommended. Anyhow, the maraja, they between themselves, they agree that 2 things are to be done qada. Sajda, they all agree. Some say wajib, some say obligatory precaution. Tashahhud, some say it's obligatory precaution, some say it is recommended. So only these 2 things are to be done qada after the salat. And sajda is like must. It needs to be done qada if you are not able to rectify it inside the salat. But here, he says there's no qada. If you miss, because qada requires extra evidence. The evidence of sajda and tashahhud are shaky in the original salah. How can we even consider? So Sayyid Sistani in ruling 876, as is going to come, إذا نسي السجدة ولم وجب قضاؤها. So he has a fatwa for sajda. والأحوط لزوما أن يكون بعد كما يقضي التشهد as a recommended precaution. So Sayyid Sistani has sajda is a fatwa, you have to make up. But the tashahhud, it's recommended precaution. So as I mentioned, so there is no sujood al-sahw. There is no sujood al-sahw. There is no qada sajda or tashahhud. Okay? This is a disparity here. وَإِنَّ زِيَادَةَ الرُّكْنِ سَهْوًا غَيْرْ قَادِحًا So the addition of the pillar, just now you said that pillars, they invalidate. Yes. Less in pillar, defect. Go back to the previous slide. Don't mix up. وَفِي أَنَّ نُقْصَانَ الرُّكْنِ Nuqsan means less. If you did not bring a ruku or 2 sajda, or you are not able to rectify it, you have entered the next rukun, then kiss your salah goodbye. Nafila, I mean. Okay? So this is nuqsan, defect. Here it's talking about extra. You did ruku', you were in hyperbolic irfani, super extra curricular irfanism, so you did another ruku' accidentally. Oh my goodness, I've done 2 ruku'. We'll not say kiss your salah goodbye. Embrace your salah goodbye, because it's nafila salah. So increase in rukun does not invalidate if it was unintentional. If it was unintentional. إن زيادة الركن سهوا غير قادحة فيها بلا إشكال. 2 sajdas, you were in hyperbolic situation, state of irfanism, you prayed 4 sajdas in 1 rakat. Come on, that's 2 extra rukun. We say it's okay. Extra rukun, it does not defect, it does not invalidate salat. Defect in a rukun invalidates if you are not able to fix. But extra rukun does not invalidate your salat of nafila, recommended salat, without any doubt. وَمِنْ هُنَا يتدارك الجزء المنسي إذا ذكره بعد الدخول في الركن أيضا. And one more. So if you go previous slide, he said if somebody forgot a part of the salah, he needs to rectify it before entering the next ruku'. So this is talking about the part. So you rectify it. Okay? If you miss a part of the salah, so you go into the rukun. If you pass the rukun, then if it's a part, it doesn't have any effect of the salah. If you have missed a rukun, then kiss your salah goodbye. This is in the previous slide. In this slide, the last bullet, focus with me on this sentence. وَأَنَّ زِيَادَةَ الرُّكْنِ سَهْوًا غَيْرْ قَادِحًا فِيهَا بِلَا إِشْكَالٍ. Without any doubt, the extra rukun does not have any effect on the salah. So unintentionally, extra rukun. وَمِنْ هُنَا, from this we can understand يتدارك الجزء المنسي إذا ذكره بعد الدخول في ركن أيضا. The part which was forgotten, he can rectify it even if he had entered the rukun. He can go back and do that the missed part and continue the salah. Okay? So, ومن هنا يتدارك الجزء المنسي إذا ذكره بعد الدخول في ركن أيضا. After 2 sajdas, he realized he had not done ruku'. Go back, do the ruku'. But I've done 2 sajdas. It's okay, we'll consider it unintentionally done. Okay? Go back, do the ruku'. So this is a kind of, it seems like conflicting, but here it seems Sayyidi Sistani has mentioned a fatwa في أنه إذا نسي جزءا لازم تداركه مع الالتفات قبل الدخول, before he enters the rukun. He can fix it. Here, he said even if he have gone into the rukun, he can come back and fix it. So that means if we combine this bullet and that bullet, that means even if he have gone to the next rukun, he can fix and rectify it. Unlike obligatory salah. Obligatory salah, if you have passed the rukun, you cannot go back. Here, if you have done the rukun unintentionally, oh my goodness, I forgot this. That means this is an unintentional ruku', because you're supposed to do something. Or sujda, it's second sajda, and you have forgotten the ruku'. So that means these 2 sajdas are unintentionally. Here in nafila, you can go back, do the ruku', come back and do the 2 sajda. You will not have increased the 4 sajdas, like 2 sajda, because those 2 sajdas were removed, they were done unintentionally. So just pay attention in these 2 statements. It seems in the beginning it is conflicting, but it is that ruling, that segment is completing this segment. It's a continuation. That segment is telling, okay, even if you have gone to the rukun, you can come back and rectify it. وفي أنه إذا نسي جزءا لازم تداركه مع الالتفات. If you realized before entering the ruku', go back and rectify it. In the last bullet, ومن هنا يتدارك الجزء المنسي إذا ذكره بعد الدخول في الركن أيضا. See this word أيضا is the key. Also, even after entering this also is the key to combine. That means that and this as well. Did you get it? I'm going to combine the 2 sentences. So he's saying, if he realizes before entering the rukun that he has forgotten previous part, okay, so أنه إذا نسي جزءا لازم تداركه. If he before entering the rukun, he has to go back and rectify it. And even if he had gone to the rukun, now I'm completing. Even if the word even, and even if he had gone to the rukun, he can come back and rectify it also as well. I hope this riddle is solved now, the assumed conflict. Because someone told me that there's a conflict between this and that. But if you look carefully, no. When he says aydan, that means he can also rectify it after entering the ruku'. These are one of the riddles where the Hausa students, they have to work hard and try to learn how to fix it. I think we will stop here because the next slide is another chapter, the the things which are forgotten in salah, how to do the qada. Basically, tashahhud and sajda. We are going to talk a lot about tashahhud and sajda in our next session. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين.
محمد وآل محمد اللهم